Most small SUVs are forgettable. You buy one, drive it, park it in a lot full of identical shapes, and you lose it every single time because nothing about it made you remember where you left it. That has been the unspoken rule of the compact crossover segment for years. Generic proportions, cautious design, interiors built to offend nobody and excite nobody. Safe, practical, invisible. Mazda looked at all of that and decided to build the 2027 CX-20 instead, and what they built looks like nothing else in this class has any real right to compete with. This is not a facelift. This is not a new badge on a familiar silhouette. The CX-20 is a complete reimagining of what a small crossover should be allowed to feel like. Mazda decided that entry-level does not have to mean anonymous, and the result is a vehicle that quietly challenges crossovers costing significantly more money. That is a bold claim, but it becomes harder to argue with every angle you examine and every detail you notice the longer you spend with this car. Start at the front because that is exactly where your attention goes first and stays longer than you expect. The stance is wide and low, noticeably so for something in this class, and that single quality alone changes the energy of the entire car. Most compact SUVs sit up tall and look eager and approachable. The CX-20 sits low and looks like it has somewhere to be. The grille is large but avoids the aggressive overstatement that exhausts you in so many modern designs. It is sculpted and clean, flowing naturally into the surrounding bodywork like it was carved from a single piece, rather than assembled from separate components. The side profile is where the design takes its biggest creative risk and where that risk most visibly pays off. Nothing about this silhouette is boxy. The roofline begins its arc early and sweeps in a long, continuous curve toward the rear, a coupe-inspired shape that makes the car look longer and lower than its actual dimensions suggest. The body surfaces are clean in the way that only genuinely confident design can be clean. No sharp, unnecessary creases cutting across the doors, just smooth planes and subtle curves that shift beautifully as daylight moves across them. Short overhangs push the wheels toward the corners and plant the car visually. The wheel arches are subtly flared, just enough to imply something wider and more capable underneath. The wheels themselves are large for this segment, and they fill those arches with real authority. Moving to the rear, the same intelligence continues. Slim, horizontal LED taillights extend across the tailgate and connect visually, creating an impression of added width. The lighting signature is minimal and modern and unmistakably distinctive, exactly the kind of detail that registers clearly in a rearview mirror late at night. The tailgate itself is smooth and uncluttered. A subtle roof spoiler adds sporting intent without looking theatrical or forced. Integrated exhaust tips and a clean lower bumper close the design with the same restraint and elegance that runs through every other surface on this car. Elegant is not a word that normally applies to a small crossover. Here, it earns its place completely and convincingly. Step inside, and Mazda makes it clear they had no intention of letting the exterior carry all the responsibility. The cabin is horizontal and driver-focused, which in practice means the dashboard does not intimidate you with unnecessary complexity. A full-width digital display merges the instrument cluster and infotainment into one continuous visual band across the top of the dash. Physical buttons are minimal. The floating center console with its distinctively modern gear selector gives the interior a concept car quality that feels genuinely surprising at this price point. The color combination shown here pairs red seats against dark trim in a combination that makes no attempt at subtlety. It is expressive and intentional, and it tells you clearly that this car was designed for someone who actually thinks about the experience of sitting inside one every morning. Wireless smartphone connectivity, a comprehensive suite of driver assistance technology, and quality materials throughout round out a cabin that feels much closer to a luxury compact than to anything else in this segment. Mazda has always believed the interior experience shapes how a car makes you feel about driving it every single day. The CX-20 makes that belief tangible in every material choice and every surface you reach for. Under the hood, Mazda is expected to offer a 1.5-liter gasoline engine with mild hybrid support, producing between 114 and 156 horsepower depending on the variant. There is also meaningful speculation about a rotary hybrid range extender option, which would bring back the famous rotary engine in a completely new role and stand as a genuinely remarkable engineering statement for something at this price point. But the numbers miss the real point entirely. Mazda tunes every car they make for feel first and statistics second. Precise steering, a balanced and communicative chassis, a real connection between the driver and the road that most buyers in this segment have quietly given up expecting. The CX-20 should deliver all of that without asking you to give anything up. What Mazda has done here is answer a question that most brands in this space have never thought to ask. Why should choosing something affordable mean choosing something that makes you feel nothing? Why should a practical car be a forgettable one? The CX-20 rejects that premise entirely. It is not a consolation for someone who wanted more and had to settle. It is a deliberate and confident choice for someone who looked at everything. Available and chose this because it was genuinely the most interesting option in the room. Cars that earn that kind of loyalty are rarer than they should be. This one might genuinely deserve it.